If an F1 driver's life depended on it, could they actually dodge a bullet? Sounds ridiculous, right? But before you say, obviously not, hold that thought. Formula One drivers don't just have fast cars, they have freakishly fast minds. We're talking Matrix-level fast. While the average person reacts in around 250 milliseconds, F1 drivers operate at nearly half that, closer to 100 or 120. By the time your brain even registers that something's happening, they've already hit the brakes, adjusted their line, and avoided a crash at 200 miles an hour. So, no, maybe they can't literally bend backwards in slow motion like Neo, but some of the moments we're about to show you come scarily close. Later in this video, you'll see real footage of drivers pulling off reactions so quick. Keep watching. Not everybody can just wake up and have reflexes like this. F1 drivers train for them relentlessly, every single day. And no, we're not talking about lifting weights or grinding out cardio. This isn't about strength. This is about speed, neurological speed, the kind of high-performance coordination where your brain, your eyes, and your hands are firing together faster than most people can even blink. This is mental warfare, and here's how they fight it. First, there's the Badak machine. You've probably seen it in action. It's a wall full of flashing buttons lighting up in a random order. You get 60 seconds to hit as many as you can. Most people land around 70 or 80 hits. An F1 driver? Try 120 or more. Their hands move like they're wired into the matrix, blurring across the panel, reacting before the brain even finishes the command. Then, there are reaction balls, odd-shaped, unpredictable, and designed to bounce in any direction except the one you expect. You drop it, it shoots off at an angle, and you have a split second to track it and snatch it midair. It looks simple until you try it. It's not. Visual training is another huge part of the equation. They work on things like eye tracking, depth perception, and peripheral awareness because when you're doing 300 kilometers per hour into a braking zone with a car just inches away from your front wing, seeing everything everywhere all at once is non-negotiable. And of course, there's sim racing and VR. Not just some video games set up in a bedroom, these are full-blown race simulators with dynamic weather, worn tires, changing track grip, and full race pressure. It's about decision-making under stress, reading traffic, reacting to chaos. Every lap sharpens instinct. Then you've got the more surgical stuff. Hand-eye coordination drills with reflex lights, apps, custom training rigs. It's not about making the right move. It's about making the right move before you even know you're doing it. Max Verstappen has said he trains with a reaction app every single day, even when he's not in the car. It's part of the routine, just like brushing his teeth. Because this isn't just fitness, it's tuning. F1 drivers are calibrated like machines, like fighter pilots, like apex predators, like Neo in the Matrix. Only instead of dodging bullets in a virtual world, they're out there dodging carbon fiber and chaos in real life at 200 miles per hour. So, do you think they can actually dodge a bullet? Let's get into the numbers for a second. A bullet moves at roughly 370 meters per second. That's almost faster than your brain can even register sound. Even if an F1 driver reacts in just 100 milliseconds, which is already twice as fast as the average person, that bullet's long gone before their finger even starts to twitch. So, no, they can't dodge a bullet. But here's the twist. On track, they're doing the next best thing. Every time they strap into the car, they're reacting to unpredictable high-speed threats in real time. A car spinning just ahead, a sudden wall of tire smoke, a piece of debris flying across the racing line, or a snap of oversteer mid-corner that wasn't there a millisecond ago. At 300 kilometers an hour, one wrong twitch and you're not just off the pace, you're in the barrier. And yet, somehow they stay in control. They catch the slide. They dive out of the way. They change trajectory while their car is on the absolute limit of grip. That's not luck. That's training. That's hours and hours of rewiring the body to respond faster than thought. Because in Formula One, you don't need to dodge a bullet. You need to dodge everything that's just as fast, just as sudden, and a lot more real. In Formula 1, reacting fast isn't just about staying ahead, it's about staying alive. At 300 kilometers per hour, the window for making the right decision isn't measured in seconds, it's milliseconds. You're balancing the car on the edge of physics, threading through gaps that barely exist, reading the track, the weather, and the car in front all at once. And in that razor-thin space between instinct and hesitation, everything can change. Just one moment too slow and it all unravels. Take Sebastian Vettel in Bahrain 2021. He's deep in the midfield fighting for position. One braking zone, one moment of hesitation, and he locks up straight into Esteban Ocon. No injuries, but both races were done right there. The contact was light, almost clumsy, but that's the point. You don't need a high-speed crash to show how brutal this sport is. Just a miscue, a half-beat delay, and the race vanishes in smoke and carbon fiber. Or George Russell at Imola in 2020 under the safety car. Low speed, no pressure, but as he weaves to keep heat in the tires, one tiny lapse of focus and the car's in the wall before anyone knows what happened. Not a high-speed incident, but a mental one. A reminder that the fight isn't always about overtakes and apexes. It's about staying locked in all the time. And it happens even to the best, because the margins in F1 don't forgive. You're not just driving fast, you're reacting faster than the chaos around you. That's why the training matters. That's why they drill their reflexes to the limit, because in this sport, you don't wait for danger, you beat it to the punch. You're not just avoiding disaster, you're outpacing it. In Monaco 2023 Formula 2, Isaac Aja is flat out in the tunnel, one of the fastest, darkest sections of the entire lap. No margin for error, barely any visibility, and absolutely no time to think. Suddenly, dead ahead, there's a car stopped right on the racing line. Ritomo Miata. No lights, no yellow flags, no warning. Ajar comes flying into frame, and in a blink, he reacts. No hesitation, swerves left, avoids the car, brushes past the wall, and somehow escapes what should have been a race-ending crash. Maybe worse. You slow the footage down, frame by frame, and it makes no sense. He had less than a second to register the threat, decide and execute a perfect high-speed dodge inside a tunnel. And yet, he did it! That's not a lucky guess. That's a 100-millisecond reaction in action. That's what it looks like when all that training, all those reflex drills, all the instinct kicks in for real. And now, Ajar's in Formula 1, racing for Visa Cash App RB. Because when you move like that, when you prove you can dodge death at a full throttle, you don't stay in Formula 2 for long. This isn't just theory. These reaction times aren't some abstract numbers on a lab sheet. They decide races. They save races. Sometimes, they save lives. Let's start off track with the Red Bull reaction time test. You've probably seen the video, a room, a wall of flashing lights, and a driver, calm, focused, moving faster than your eyes can even track. The light sparks in random order, and within milliseconds, they're already being hit, one after the other, like muscle memory on fast forward. It's not a gimmick. This is the same kind of drill used in high-performance athlete training. The test isn't about memory, it's not about strategy, it's pure instinct, hand-eye coordination pushed to the limit. The Red Bull drivers aren't just fast behind the wheel, they're fast when it's just them, a wall of LEDs and a stopwatch. And the scary part, they're still faster than most people with a steering wheel. And then there's Valtteri Bottas. In 2017, the FIA recorded his start at the Austrian Grand Prix as having one of the fastest reaction times ever measured in Formula 1. The lights go out, and Bottas is already gone. For a split second, even the commentators thought he jumped the start. It looked too fast, almost suspicious. But when the data came in, it showed that Bottas had reacted within 0.201 seconds, just a hair above the legal threshold of 0.2. That's the line. Anything below 0.2 is considered an automatic jump start. Bottas was right on it, legal by 1,000. But that's what makes it remarkable. He didn't guess. He just reacted perfectly. And this wasn't a fluke. The FIA's system is designed to detect movement from the car itself, not the driver's foot. So to pull that off, Bottas had to process the lights, send a signal to his muscles, and engage the clutch faster than your average person even notices that the lights went out. these aren't just good starts. These are superhuman reads of time, space, and pressure. Because F1 drivers don't wait for danger to arrive. They predict it, sense it, pre-react before their brain even finishes the sentence, while the rest of us are still realizing something's wrong. They've already fixed it. And the best part, in the next few seconds, we'll show you more of these moments. More of those "how did they do that?" reactions that separate F1 drivers from the rest of us. So, keep watching. Remember Wanted, when James McAvoy trains to move faster than anyone else, dodging bullets like it's second nature? Or The Matrix, where Neo bends time, slipping between danger in slow motion. Yeah, those are fantasy, but in F1, they don't need slow motion. They live in milliseconds. They don't bend the laws of physics, but they come as close as a human possibly can. F1 drivers master time, not in some cinematic slow-mo kind of way, but in real life, where 100 milliseconds can mean the difference between a clean overtake and ending up in the barriers. They make lightning-fast decisions while balancing a car on the absolute edge of control, fighting G-forces, tire wear, and a field of equally ruthless competitors. To the rest of us, it looks impossible, like some kind of glitch in the system. To them, that's just race day. So now it's your turn. What's the craziest reaction you've ever seen in Formula 1? Was it Adar's tunnel save in Monaco, Hamilton threading the needle in the wet at Silverstone, Senna dancing through traffic like he was seeing 5 seconds into the future? Drop your pick in the comments. We're collecting the best of the best. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into how F1 drivers see, think, and move faster than most of us can blink, hit that like, subscribe to the channel, and stick around because next time, we're digging into the kind of tech, training, and instincts that turn human beings into high-speed weapons.